Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're talking the biggest development in skincare that nobody seems to have noticed. When we talk about skincare in 2026, and we're already halfway through the year, we're always focusing down things like the azelaic acid scandal coming out of the Korean skincare market, developments when it comes to SPFs and sunscreens and how that could be changing up our routine, and of course, new ingredients hitting the market for anti-aging. But I think the one thing that's been missed is just how leveled up moisturizers have become. For years, we've been told that when it comes to moisturizers, the thicker the product is, the better it's going to work. That is just not the case anymore. We have had so much new innovation in the moisturizer field, new ingredients, new formulations, new humectants, meaning that now you can get crazy lightweight moisturizers that actually deliver far greater hydration than some of the thick, occlusive ones that came before them. And in today's video, we're going to talk about it all. So sit back, relax, and let's talk how moisturizers have leveled up. Now in today's video, I'm going to share with you the new moisturizers that are leveling up our hydration game. These are the perfect moisturizers that I think will work universally no matter what your skin type happens to be. And whilst I'm sharing with you some of my favorite brands that have really led the way with this innovation, know that as always, this video isn't sponsored and it isn't in paid partnership. You will never see a paid ad here on the Mad About Skin YouTube channel because I pride myself on my independence, speaking from the heart and not the wallet. So if you appreciate true independence in the skincare community, well, you're in the right place. Make sure to reach down and give the video a big thumbs up and a like. This really does support me because the more likes a video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. I'd also love to hear your own thoughts on these moisturizers. What's your moisturizer of the day? What's that one that you always reach for in your skincare routine? Let me know down in the comments section below because your recommendations really do shape the products that I try out and review here on the channel in the future, and I'm always so grateful for them. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So when it comes to moisturizers, let's be honest, nothing has really changed in about 20 years. If I look back to the early noughties, the moisturizers that existed then are pretty much the same as what exists on the market today. Brands are lazy, they formulate with a couple of humectants, a few key moisturizing agents, and that's it. Whatever brand you shop with, their moisturizers are all pretty much the same and have the same foundation ingredients. Now, in some ways I don't blame brands for this because people don't want to spend when it comes to moisturizers. People always keep it drugstore and affordable, and they really see it as an afterthought, like the last step in a routine that you throw in after you've used all the good stuff. And so people weren't willing to invest in moisturizers, the margins weren't great and the money wasn't there. So brands just kept it simple, made sure they had a moisturizer in their collection, but really didn't try to innovate or level up. Then things started to change in 2026, and I think a lot of this was driven by the emergence of Ectoin as a key ingredient, a beautiful moisturizing agent and barrier boosting one that people started to get really excited about. Brands started to realize, you know what, if we can invest in moisturizers using great ingredients like Ectoin, then actually people are willing to pay for them. People will reach for our brand above others, and this became a little bit more, it tended to change the narrative. Brands were willing to invest in moisturizers, and things have just exploded in 2026. We now have so much choice when it comes to high quality serum moisturizers. And what I mean by that is products that have a serum-like weightless feel to them, but actually deliver hardcore hydration. If you choose the right product, you can get the same great level of hydration, if not more, than standard thick and heavy moisturizers, but in a beautiful, breathable, lightweight finish. And that is a huge innovation that I think needs to be shouted about. Now, I have a super oily and acne-prone skin type, so I never reached for those thick and occlusive moisturizers. My skin hated them. And so for someone with my skin type, 2026 is the year where we're finally living in terms of moisturizers. But for everybody else, actually, if you can get the same level of hydration or better with a more lightweight finish, what's not to love about that? We don't want our, especially in the heat wave that we're having here in the UK, I think we're on heat wave number 5 or 6 by now. We don't want heavy duty hydration. We want products that work but leave that weightless finish. So I want to share with you the 4 brands that I think are really mixing it up. These are the brands that have kind of taken these new ingredients, taken this new desire for lightweight moisturizers and run with it. They're leading the field, and honestly, I think we should sing their praises. So let's start out by introducing The Ordinary and their one. I think this is the one that revolutionized moisturizers the most because obviously everything The Ordinary does catches the attention of the skincare community, selling millions of units, and this is The Ordinary Rice Lipids and Ectoin Micro Emulsion. This, I think, is the current best selling of the serum moisturizers, and for good reason. Ectoin, lipids, hydrators, emollients, these are things which are going to genuinely improve the texture of the skin, deeply nourish and hydrate on multiple different levels, whereas Previous thick and heavy moisturizers just kind of sat on the surface doing very little. This is actually, despite its lightweight finish, far more effective as a moisturizer than a lot of the ones that have gone before. I love this. My skin drinks it up. And Ectoin, it's in the title, it's in the formula. It's great at boosting the barrier function of the skin. And like I say, just giving it a multi-level hydration experience that you don't get from thick moisturizers. Look at that, gone. Disappears without a trace. And you can layer this. So if you're somebody that wants a little extra hydration, you can layer this. One of the top tips I would give to anyone that has a dryness prone skin type is after you have cleansed the skin, put a few drops of this on, put it on the skin, let it sit for 20 seconds, apply the rest of your serums, then apply another dose of it at the end of your routine, almost like a moisturizer. That way, you're going to get such a nice level of hydration that still doesn't feel heavy, but will be more than if you just applied it once, if that makes sense. That 2 application thing I would recommend for anyone with dry skin. If, like me, you have super oily skin, just 1 application at the end of your routine is all you need. This, so inexpensive, so innovative if you look at the formulation, and yeah, really I think broke the mold of moisturizers in 2026, and we have a lot to thank The Ordinary for when it comes to this one. Now, this was one of the first serum moisturizers to launch. One of the newest actually comes courtesy of Remedy. This is their Intense Hydration Multi-Depth Moisture Advanced Serum. That's quite a long title, but don't worry, I've listed and linked all of these products down in the description box below. Those links are there for your convenience in case you want to check out the price point, read some more of the reviews, or make a purchase for your own routine. This is great. Now, I would say if you're looking to streamline, lots of us are in 2026, this takes the place of your moisturizer and your hyaluronic acid serum. So if you're using a moisturizer and hyaluronic acid as separate steps, toss them out, use this instead. It'll work out to be cheaper because I think this is $18, really inexpensive, and works as both. You've got hyaluronic acid, you've got polyglutamic acid, but you've also got saccharides in here, which are some of the best moisturizers. Beta-glucan, which is one of the best deep level hydrators you can find, also super calming and soothing, and a great antioxidant. And the blend in here of different hydrating agents, honestly, I think is unmatched. Where The Ordinary kick things off, Remedy have kind of kicked it up a notch further. This is quite honestly the nicest serum when it comes to lightweight yet meaningful hydration. Let me just do a pump for you. This is a really nice gel, whereas The Ordinary is an emulsion, this is a gel, and this, stunning. Absolutely stunning. You can again do that 2 application approach if you have dry skin. Put this on after you've cleansed, follow on with your serums, then put another dose on at the end. Or what you could do as well, if you're really looking for like extra hydration, you could use this as almost like a pre-moisturizer. So put this on and then you could put another moisturizer on top if you want. Flexibility, do what works for you. As I said, I'm super oily and really don't need that depth of hydration. So this, once at the end of my skincare routine, all I need. It's not sticky, it's not tacky, but look at that finish. Look at that. It just leaves behind the nicest level of hydration. It acts as a moisturizer, but in a gel form, and you can keep this in the fridge. So it's ultimate cooling in these hot months. Stunning, stunning. I actually tend to mix and match these. I kind of fallen in love with both of them. Both do have Ectoin in as well, which is one of my favorite ingredients. They're great. You can mix and match them. You could use this at the start of your routine, this at the end. You can play around. But hydration isn't just slapping on a thick moisturizer. It's thinking strategically. And now we have quality products that allow us to do that. One of the best of these serum style moisturizers for super sensitive skin is the Niod modulating glucosides. I've spoken about this product on the channel before. I love it. It's slightly thicker than these two, so great if you have a more dryness prone skin type but you still want lightweight. But the modulating glucosides in here are fantastic if you have an impaired barrier function, really sensitive skin. This will be your savior. Now, I actually keep this on hand for when I have irritation, shaving rash, or maybe I've overdone it with an active. I'll use this for a couple of nights, gone. Everything restored and returned to equilibrium. It's that good. But you can actually use this as your moisturizer. At the end of your skincare routine, use this in the place of your moisturizer and it will work so well. I would say if you don't have sensitive skin, you're probably going to be better off going for one of the other ones. They're slightly cheaper and they're slightly lighter weight. But if you have sensitive skin, honestly, the Niod modulating glucosides is the best that you will try. Absolutely stunning. And then last, but by no means least, because it's a hero product out there, is the Face Theory Ectoin Barrier Building Milk. Now, this one I think sits apart slightly from the others. I'd say the others all work as moisturizers, so you can use them in the place of your standard moisturizer. I think that the Face Theory one, if you have a skin type like mine, super oily, is your moisturizer. Pop it on, go out the door, you're good. I think you will need to use this as a pre-moisturizer if you have a more dryness prone skin type. It's still heavy duty moisturizing, but not as much as the others. However, this is great as it has the highest concentration of ectoin. So if you're really looking to boost the barrier function of the skin, deeply nourish and hydrate to kind of protect the skin from long-term dehydration, ectoin is the ingredient you need, and this has the highest dose. So I would say if you're looking to use a serum moisturizer to supplement your existing moisturizing routine, this is the one that I would go for. So beautiful on the skin, really rich, but really lightweight. Honestly, this 10 out of 10, perfection. No notes. And again, super inexpensive. I think all of these are in the region of about $20, £20, something like that. You don't need, let's shout it. Let's shout it loud for those in the back row. In 2026, you do not need to use a heavy moisturizer. We now have other options. And take it from me, whilst you might not want to believe this, because I think we're conditioned to believe the thicker the moisturizer, the better it works, that is no longer the case. Quality ingredients matter. If you buy something like either of these two products, you're going to get a deeper level of hydration than you will from any thick, heavy, and occlusive moisturizer, a better user experience, and just, yeah, let's change our mindset in 2026. Moisturizers have changed. We need to change our mindset so we can get the best from our skincare routine. There is no need to break the bank. All of these are super affordable, but know that you're going to be getting more than a standard moisturizer, and hopefully that stagnation we've seen over the last 20 years stops now because we have some great options. Let me know your thoughts, like and follow for more. Take care, guys. Bye.